Hello, boys and girls of Valley West Elementary. This is Miss Howard, your fourth grade ELA teacher, and I am so excited to provide a quick and simple lesson for you today. I hope that you enjoy it. So, our main objective today is to remind ourselves of how to write a simple summary. These are skills that we've been introduced to, and Miss Howard wants to make sure that those skills are solidified and that you do not forget them. So, in order to create a summary, and you, for instance, were asked to retell a story, okay? This is one of the easiest ways that you can do that. There are 5 different sections of a story that help us complete a summary. Here on your screen is a graphic organizer. You can use this for any book that you've read or any story that you've read to help you ultimately write a summary, okay? So the things in a summary should include the somebody. The somebody is the main character. For example, in the story, Little Red Riding Hood, who would you think is the main character? That's right, Little Red Riding Hood. She is the main character. The next part of the story we want to pay attention to is, what did that main character want? What did they want to accomplish? What dream did they have? What goal did they have? What were they trying to do? Thirdly, we want to pay attention to, however, what is the problem? Little Red Riding Hood wanted to visit her grandmother, but she did run into a problem. Yes, she did. Can you think of what that problem was? Next is so. So, how does the character try to solve the problem? Well, that's the part of the story that helps us get to our final solution, or the part that says then. How does the story end? Okay, so in writing a summary, we want to make sure we include these parts. We want to include somebody, the main character, what the main character wanted to achieve, but what is the problem the character faces? So, how does the character try to solve the problem? Finally, then, the solution, and how does the story end? So, those are the 5 things that you really want to make sure that you include in a really good summary. To practice this skill, Ms. Howard wanted to read one of our favorite stories that we've read in class before. That's right, Kitoto the Mighty. I wanted to read it to see if we can apply this skill to providing a summary for this book. Okay? So I will read and you can read along with me. Kitoto the Mighty. High in the sky, a hawk circled and searched. Then, swift as an arrow, he dropped down to the ground. Barely ahead of the hawk's claws, Kitoto darted into a bush. The little mouse, who had never learned to dig burrows, hid there, with nothing to eat all day. The next morning, before the sun was up or the hawk awoke, Kitoto scurried hungrily across the savannah. He found a fallen baobab tree fruit, but another creature had seen it first, and the delicious seeds were gone. That is when the hungry little mouse heard the sound of a big rushing river. Cautiously, he approached the riverbank and watched the angry water sweep away huge trees and rocks. How powerful the river is, thought Kitoto, and he had an idea. I am Kitoto the mouse, small and weak, he cried to the river. I wish to make friends with you. With a friend like you to protect me, I won't have to go hungry for fear of the hawk. You must be the most powerful being of all beings. Not so, roared the river. The sun can protect you better, for he is far more powerful than I. He burns me to a trickle in the dry season. The sun is the most powerful being. The river wove a beautiful nest of steam, placed Kitoto inside, and gently blew it above the trees and mountains into the soft sunlight. Why am I bigger than the savannah? Kitoto marveled as the earth below grew smaller and smaller. He felt very pleased with himself. Still, he had never in his life imagined making friends with one as powerful as the sun. I must do my best to impress him, Kitoto decided as he arrived at the sun's home late in the day. Sparks swirled as the weary sun stoked and fanned his dying log fire. Sun is large, yes. Kitoto puffed himself up importantly. I am Kitoto the Mighty, master of the savannah, he announced. I wish to make friends with the most powerful being. I thought it was the river, but no, the river tells me it is you. The sun, wrapped in a blanket, shivered in the chill of dusk. Not so, he replied. There is one far more powerful than I, who gathers the clouds and hides the savannas from my view. The wind is the most powerful being. So the river says he was not the powerful being, and the sun, and now they're saying the wind is the most powerful. Now, so far as we've read, have you figured out who the somebody is? Who is the main character? Have you figured out what did he want? We have a beautiful picture of the wind. In the morning, the sun sent Kitoto across the heavens on a beam from a fresh log fire. Kitoto peered at the savannah, small as a nut, far, far below, and felt very grand indeed. He found the wind hard at work, tugging the clouds together. I am Kitoto the Great, king of the savannah, he declared. I wish to make friends with the most powerful being. I thought it was the river who told me it was the sun. But no, the sun tells me it is you. Not so, replied the wind. There is one far more powerful than I. One I cannot tug with my strong braids, however hard I try. The mountain is the most powerful being. With the longest of her braids, the wind swung Kitoto away to the distant mountain peak. I am Kitoto the Magnificent, Emperor of the Savannah, the little mouse proclaimed to the mountain. I wish to make friends with the most powerful being. I thought it was the river, who told me it was the sun, who told me it was the wind. But no, the wind tells me it is you. Not so, thundered the Majestic Mountain. There is one far more powerful than I, who chomps away at my root. Surely this creature, who I have felt but never seen, must be the most powerful being of them all. I wonder. Ooh, looks scary. Then the mountain rumbled and opened wide, allowing Kitoto to enter. Down, down, Kitoto scampered through dark pathways, deep to the root of the mountain. There he found himself in a huge maze of tunnels, archways, halls, and chambers. The walls were cool and smooth and smelled pleasantly. Tiny, shiny pebbles lit the way. At every bend, Kitoto expected to see a giant loom before him. For a giant it must be, he thought, to carve